Good afternoon, my brothers and my sisters. Do I have sound now? Give me a thumbs up. Let me know. Do I have you? Do I have you yet? Anybody there for me? I have one person who is. Van. Thank you so much, my dear. Are you able to hear me now? Thank you so much, sister. I love you. I love the fact that I could just kind of hold it all together. I'm gonna go ahead and get started, and I'll explain something on the back end. All right. So because I've had you sitting here for another 13 minutes or more without being able to hear me, I'm going to go right into the two pieces. Uh, Let me first apologize. I did not realize that I had the Bluetooth on that it had picked up in another side of the house. And I'm here just talking my heart out and did not look to see what your comments were because it would cause me to kind of look away from the camera. So thank you all so much for being patient with me. But again, I'm going to go right on into the two poems. The first poem I'd like to do for you is a piece entitled Oral Tradition. Oral tradition. Our stories are important to each and every generation. We recite them all in the oral tradition and attempt to explain creation. Every tribe, country, or culture have a slightly different story. What they all seem to have in common are tales chock full of allegory. There are tales that teach and tales that warn. There are tales that excite and tales that mourn. So we'll continue to share our stories from one generation to the next. We'll pass them on by word of mouth and then in original text. And so what I was trying to share before is that I have many friends, at least five, on Facebook who are storytellers. And if you've never had the opportunity to engage with a professional storyteller, I would invite you to do so and keep them in mind when you're having your own events or whatever. They can really add some excitement to your event. All right. So the next piece I would like to do is a piece entitled Musical Tradition. And this one is written pretty much in the same theme, but with just a little bit more. The musical tradition of our people is as wide as it is deep. Its melody has been used to build us up, and its harmony often made us weep. The pentatonic scales cross the ocean within the souls of the enslaved, and what we accomplish with these five notes still leaves me utterly amazed. From the spread of gospel to the root of jazz, this tradition is strong and sure. It has shaped and changed the culture of this nation, affecting both the rich and the poor. Swing, jazz, bebop, ragtime, and blues, R&B, disco, and hip-hop has worn out many a shoes. These styles of music and others often move like a great migration, offering the listener the option of temptation or salvation. Music, both simple and complex, a basic tool of communication, though in these yet to be United States, still connects and consoles this nation. Musical tradition. Again, let me apologize for the sound issue. I will do better at glancing down to see what's going on with your comments. So thank you so much. I also wanted to. I want to also do some birthday shout outs. My mother had her birthday on the 13th of February. Thank you all so much. I had posted something on that, sharing all your love and your well wishes and sentiments. I celebrated my 53rd birthday in February on the 14th, the following day. My Aunt Jeanette also on the 14th, my cousin Latoya on the 14th, my cousin William on the 14th. Yes. And so that's all of us together thus far. We have several coming in the month later on. So on next week, I will round out those for that week. So thank you so much for being a part of my birthday celebration, Big O 53. And for all of you all who posted or said something about my mother concerning her age, wonderful. Uh, I think the comments were, that's not your mother. She looks like your sister and all of that. I get it. Okay, my grade puts me up there looking a little bit older, and she's looking a little bit younger. That's all good, well and fine and all of that. But they could have put that directly on her page. You didn't have to put it on mine. I'm suffering with enough self-esteem issues. So let's leave it that way. And I also wanted to go ahead and share that moving right along, that I had said right behind me I have the large my dwelling place. I had released this probably about over a month ago, and I had spoken to you and shared that some folks have wanted me to do a smaller version of it. And so what I have I have a prototype. Don't drop it, Sharaledon. I have a prototype, and let's see if I can get this flipped up. Okay, so I do have a prototype that I'm working on of my dwelling place. I'm still not happy. I'm working on what frame I'm going to be using for them. But as you can see, basically it's the same thing. And I'm sorry, it's the same thing as far as format and everything. The only thing I would probably do different, I am going to offer it in a 5x7, which is this size frame, but I'm also going to offer it larger in I think an 11x14 with a mat. All right, so you'll be able to get them both ways, maybe even three ways if you're interested in the larger piece as well, which is the largest sign piece, the signature piece. But I am working on it. I know I have been kind of quiet on social media lately, except for, if I'm posting a video. And that's only because I am doing a lot of work on projects. You probably remember that I've been working, I even solicited your help. I had solicited, your help on the cups. The cups are coming along. It has taken me a little bit longer. Getting the designs correct, coming up with 4 different cups at the same time, and all of that. So I don't think I shared that with you. It's not just one cup I'm coming out with. I'm coming out with 4 ceramic cups at the same time. And it was a thing of definitely getting the design right. It was a thing of finding the right manufacturer, finding the right printer, finding the right graphic artist who could take my idea in my head or the concept designs that I had and to make it greater. So all of those things, finding the right packaging, there's a lot that goes on behind. So I have gotten a couple of messages asking when are the cups coming out. The cups are coming out soon. I promise you soon. I'm hoping within 2 months or even sooner. But let's be patient with it, because I promise you, I'm giving you the best quality that I could muster, because you deserve the best. All right. So that's pretty much it. I had a little funny story that I was running my mouth about, and I'm going to go ahead and share it since I got you here right now. It was about one of my birthday gifts. I received a pair of leather house shoes for my birthday, which is something I really wanted. I enjoy leather house shoes or slippers. And the going joke in my family has been my grandfather's house slippers, because those house slippers, me and a few of my cousins have danced with those house slippers especially me, when I would act out. And so it's like around Christmas time when my grandfather would be up opening up his gifts and everything. And sure enough, after a couple of years, his children, usually my aunt or one of my aunts or my mom or someone would get him a new pair of house slippers. My heart would pretty much drop because I always knew that sooner or later I end up dancing to those house slippers. And so to grow into um, appreciating leather house slippers is kind of funny to me because I dance with them house slippers more often than I care to admit. And so when I look at my life and how much my grandfather has influenced my life, from the house slippers to now designing a whole line of ceramic coffee mugs, because if I had shared with you all, my love for coffee comes from my grandfather, and my Aunt Margaret and I have been talking kind of often concerning my grandfather's coffee mug that he had when we were growing up, and the fact that he had allowed his grandchildren and his children to have a little sip of coffee out of that mug. And so I had my own experience with that, and then to hear my aunt talk about, oh yeah, Daddy would give us a little bit of the sip out of that coffee mug and everything. And so to to grow into the man that I am, and coffee follows me. And then she told me a story about my grandfather that I didn't remember, daily fixing my grandmother a cup of tea, even before she had awakened, and just kind of leaving it at the bedside. And that was really touching to me because I do tea often during the latter part of the day as well. And so to have that connection with coffee and tea, and then to come up with a line of ceramic cups, it's just a joy overflow for me. And so, Aunt Margaret, I thank you so much for reminding me of these stories, and our ancestors that has really touched. And so it's pretty much easy as a poet to, y'all know that I'm big into coffee shops and all of that stuff, and poetry go along with coffee and coffee shops and all that so easily. So I'm enjoying seeing how it all comes together. All right. So I thank you so much. And I see, wow. Oh, Victor, I see. You said you challenged me to do something on house slippers. I'll try to make that happen. I'll try to make that happen. So I'm going to close out now. I appreciate you all. I am really having a great day with technology. All right, cool. My dwelling place. Father, you are my dwelling place, the sun rays upon my face, the wind against my back, the light between the cracks. The promise in time of storm that I'll never be left alone, the anointing upon my head, by grace and mercy I am led. You are my counselor, touching my eyelids with sleep. You are my very best friend, for my secrets you do keep. You are my way maker when mountains are all I see. You are the King of glory who sets my shackles free. When others try to trouble me as I continue to run this race, I shall keep on keeping on, for you are my dwelling place. So my brothers and my sisters, I thank you for giving me another opportunity so that you could hear me and sticking through all of this. I love you so much, and there's nothing that you can do about it. So I am Sharaledon Brave, and I will see you on next week, Wednesday, for another Wednesday Wisdom Poetry right here. Bye now.